Hello students, stay home, stay safe, and in this lockdown period we can help our government in their efforts they are doing to protect us. We can stay home and help them indirectly. So this is the best way we can help and protect ourselves and even our families also. So class 7th, in this next video we will be discussing about the second part. The second part is your measuring instruments. The first one we have to discuss is your thermometer. Thermometer measures the temperature, you know very well, and you are used to it. You have used also the body temperature is measured by the clinical thermometer, but we will be discussing the another thing. The next is your hygrometer. Hygrometer is used to measure the humidity. You can measure the humidity in your particular region, in the other region, in the different states, different regions of the particular country. And the third one, which I'll be covering in this particular video, is your rain gauge. Rain gauge is used to measure the precipitation. We have discussed about the precipitation. It can be in any form. Even for the snow also we use this particular measuring instrument to measure the rain. So we will be discussing it in detail in this particular video. So see this video for understanding it in detail. Starting with the very first weather instrument, that is your thermometer. To measure the temperature of a place, we use the thermometer. And you have used the clinical thermometer also, but this is not the clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer, we can't use the clinical thermometer to measure the temperature of a place, or a, you can say, or an area also. We can't use a clinical thermometer. So this is the thermometer which is used to measure the room temperature or the temperature of the place, and it is also having mercury in it. Mercury is present in every thermometer almost, or the other thing which is present is alcohol. One of the thing is to be present, whether it is mercury or alcohol. One of these two is to be present in order to measure the temperature accurately, as there is a reason behind that. They expand or contract when the heat is there, or when they get heated up they expand, or the other concept is when they are cooled or they are getting a cooling effect, they are contracted. So they contract and expand as per the temperature, due to which we are able to measure the temperature. So this way the fluctuations of the temperature are measured by the thermometer. So it is a glass tube, you can say like this. A glass tube is there and it is a pen, but this way only the glass tube is present in the thermometer. The glass tube is there, and in between that again a space is maintained for filling up the mercury. So this way the temperature is measured with the help of the thermometer. Next we have to talk about now 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. This thermometer, as the name suggests, that it is given by James 6 in it was invented. It was invented by James 6 in 1780, and it is a U-shaped thermometer. It provides us with the maximum as well as the minimum temperatures of past 24 hours. It gives us both the temperatures in just one reading. It is having left limb and the right limb. The left limb, it is used to measure the minimum temperature, while the right one is used to measure the maximum temperature. Next, nowadays there are modern thermometers which can measure as well as record the temperatures. So they are known as thermographs, as they are measuring as well as graphing the temperature, which means they are recording the temperature. So they consist of a strip of a metal which is attached to a lever or a pen. A pen is attached to them, and the metal strip which I am talking about, to which the pen or the lever is attached, it is heat sensitive, which means that it will be measuring the temperature, and After that, there is a rolling cylinder. It rotates. The temperature is measured on that. It is recorded on that rolling cylinder. The pen records the temperature. As you know, I have told you that the metal strip is attached by a lever to a pen. A lever is there, and with that, it is attached to a pen, and then it records the temperature also. So it is doing two things, that it is measuring the temperature as well as recording the temperature. In this picture, you can see the 6 minimum and maximum thermometer. The left limb is measuring the minimum temperature, while the right one, it is measuring the maximum temperature, and it is measured within 24-hour period. Below that is your thermograph, and you know that the thermograph is having a lever, and which the lever is attached to a pen. You can see over here the paper or the cylinder on which it is recorded. Starting with the next instrument, that is our second instrument, and the name of the instrument is hygrometer. It tells us about the humidity. It is used to measure the humidity. So um, it is having two thermometers. One is the dry bulb thermometer, the other one is the wet bulb thermometer. So both the thermometers are very much important, as one is measuring the cooling effect while the other one is measuring the actual temperature of the room. So with that, what is done, the difference between the reading is seen, that what is the difference between the two temperatures. After that, we find that whether there is a humid environment, whether the room or the place is having much humidity or it is not having any humidity, whatever it is, we will be measuring with that. So starting with the very first one is that if there is no difference between the temperatures, it means that no evaporation is taking place and the air is saturated. Next is when there is a small difference. It means that the humidity is very high and a very little evaporation is taking place. Why is the temperature small? Why is the temperature less? It means that the actual temperature, the dry bulb thermometer, which is measuring the temperature, it is telling us that the actual temperature is this, while the wet one, it is having a wick attached to it. A wet cloth is attached to it and it is left over so that the evaporation can be there. When the evaporation will take place, it will leave the cooling effect behind that, due to which the temperature will decrease in the wet bulb thermometer. So when the difference is small, it means that there is humidity and the humidity is very much high, due to which very little evaporation is taking place. There is no evaporation. No evaporation means at least some evaporation is taking place, but it is very little. And the reason being is humidity. Already lot more particles are present in the atmosphere or the air is already very humid, due to which very little evaporation is taking place. The next one is the difference. If the difference is very high, it means that humidity is low, due to which rapid evaporation is taking place and rapid cooling effect is there, and the temperature is decreasing. It is very easy to think that when the cooling effect will be there, the temperature will be less. If there is very less cooling effect, means very little evaporation is taking place, so there must be humidity already. So due to this, the humidity is high and evaporation is very much little. Small difference. When the evaporation is taking place rapidly, the temperature will be getting down. It will decrease rapidly, due to which the temperature and the temperature in the dry and wet bulb will have a high difference. The difference between them will be more. So the humidity is low in such a place. Due to that reason, the evaporation is taking place very rapidly. So this was it all about the hygrometer. In this way, the hygrometer. This picture you can see there is a dry bulb, and on the other side we are having a wet bulb also. And when the temperature is measured in both the bulbs, you can see the difference is measured. You will subtract the reading of the wet bulb from the reading of the dry bulb temperature. Okay, this way we will be getting the temperature difference, and then the three cases will be applied which we have discussed. Third instrument which we have to discuss is our rain gauge, and the rain gauge is also very important as it is used to measure the precipitation, and all forms of precipitation are measured with the help of this instrument only. When we talk about this instrument, we should know first of all we are talking about rain. It is rain gauge. So it is having a jar which is a very wide mouth jar. Okay, and a funnel is placed over it. Funnel is also a very you can say wide mouth, so that the rain which is coming, it can fall into the funnel directly and gets collected in the jar. So this way the rain is collected in the jar, and that jar is having the measuring it is like a measuring cylinder. So it is having the demarcations on it, and the rainwater, it is poured every 24 hours into the cylinder. We can measure it, and mostly when we measure the depth of the precipitation, it is usually measured in the milliliters per square meters. If we are measuring the depth of the precipitation, it is for milliliters per square meters. And in case of rainfall, snowfall also, what is done, the snow is melted very carefully, and then the liquid is put into the jar and then measured. 1 centimeter of the snowfall is equal to 1 millimeter of the rainfall. So this is the measurement, and it is also very important when we are measuring the snowfall. And when we collect the snow and melt it, the melting is done very carefully so that we don't miss anything. And nowadays what is happening, that the rain gauge, they are attached with the modern rain gauge, they are attached with the self recording instrument, like the thermometers we have discussed, they were known as thermographs. Similarly, these ones, the rain gauge with self recording instrument, is known as pluviograph. It is known as pluviograph. So it continuously records the amount and the duration also of precipitation. Again, the same thing is there. It is attached with the rolling cylinders, and measurement is done. So this is done on its own. The pluviograph, it measures the rain and records it on its own. So it becomes easy. It is easy to record as well as measure. So this was all about the rain gauge, and all kinds of precipitations are measured with this particular instrument only. So you have to be very careful that if it is rain is written over here, it doesn't mean that only rain is to be measured. In this picture, the very first part shows you that there is a measuring cylinder. You can see the funnel also. It is very wide mouthed funnel, so that all the raindrops which are to be collected, they are collected in a proper manner. Below that is a pluviograph, which is having the self recording meter attached to it. It can be a digital meter, or the other one can also be there. With this, we have completed our three instruments: the thermometer, the rain gauge, and the hygrometer. Three of them we have discussed, and rest we will be discussing in the next video. If you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment section. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much, and don't hesitate to ask if you have any doubt.